Hi, in this Taekwondo lesson, I'm going to show you how to do a side elbow thrust using the single elbow and the twin elbow. A single side elbow thrust can be done in L stance, fixed stance or rear foot stance. In this example, I'll show you it in L stance. And this technique is often done with a sliding motion, as this example shows. In that example, the attack was aiming for the solar plexus, using the point of the elbow, moving the arm in a straight line. That's why it's called a thrust as opposed to a strike. Now, when you do this technique in L stance, you extend the arms with the palms down because you need to turn them facing up at the end. The thrusting arm moves in a straight line like this, okay, right across your body. So you're hitting the target behind you. The other fist comes to your hip as well. I've seen people try to do this to get more power, but it's not a good idea when you're doing it in L stance. We have a technique called a back elbow thrust when you're full facing and you hit behind you. That's okay, but when you're in L stance and you pull it along, it tends to curve round and you're likely to miss the target behind you. So leave the arms free. Now, another thing I see some instructors teaching with the arms crossed and doing two side elbow thrusts like that. Although this is the attack and this one's not, it's redundant. So there's no need to really do it in that way. And the way General Choi taught was to just do this, because that's not an elbow thrust. There's no need to perform it like one. So you just do this. This is the attack, okay? Now, practice that a few times and look behind and breathe out as you do it. So, and sink into the L stance as you do it. Like that. Once you've got used to it, try doing it with a slide. To slide, you need to load the weight on the front leg so you can slide backwards. Obviously, you need to go backwards because your opponent's there. A good idea is to expand the stride and contract it at the end. It helps you to get a bit more distance. Imagine there's like a spring between your legs, and as you expand, it will contract straight away. This helps you as you push off the front leg. See? Sliding along. So practice that many times. And once you've got used to that, try doing it with a turn, because sometimes you're going to have your opponent in front of you. So you need to turn first and then slide in. Turn and slide in, like that. So practice both of those exercises. But when you're doing the one with the turn, keep your eyes fixed on the opponent all the time. There's no need to take your eyes off them, like that. So practice both of those. The twin side elbow thrust is done to two opponents directly beside you, and it can be done with any stance where you could be full facing, like close stance, parallel stance, sitting stance, X stance, and one leg stance. Here's an example in close stance. This technique is useful when you have many opponents crowded around you. I'm going to show you it in close stance. You cross the arms in front, palms facing slightly towards you and slightly down, and you just go across like that. The twisting action's not important here. When you finish, your side fists are facing down, and your body should be completely straight. Your elbows are in line with your shoulders, like that. Okay? So you just go outwards, like that, and your fists will end up near your hips. Okay? So it's very simple, really. Like that, straight down. Okay, now, a good way to practice this, because rather than doing it on the spot, maybe you want to do it with movement, is to go to X stance and then to sitting stance and then to X stance. That way you can move along and practice it repeatedly. So do that as an exercise. The The twin side elbow thrust is one of the techniques in toi-gye tool, which I'll be covering in the next lesson, but it's done in slow motion. But I'll explain that in the next lesson. And the side elbow thrust with sliding motion is in pattern hwa-rang tool, which will follow toi-gye tool. So practice those techniques. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please join me for the next one. See you next time. Bye.